What's the connection between the Pareto principle and the workforce planning? Just stay with me for the next 3 minutes and we'll watch this. I was always fascinated as I grew from the bottom of an organization and had a first-hand view of the bowels of an organization from inside. I was forming a belief about how workforce operates. This sort of got a little reinforced when I first heard Jack Welch's 10% rule. What he did was he said that every year he looked at who are the bottom 10% people in the workforce and just got them out and infused fresh, talented people from outside. And his whole theory was if you keep removing this 10% out every year, slowly the level of standards of your organization keeps going up. Your benchmark keeps going up on the quality of people that you have. But something that happened recently has shaken my impression on this topic even more. 1.5 to 2 years back, Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter. He, after a protracted struggle and buying of stocks and all the ups and downs of an acquisition, he finally got control of Twitter. What are the first thing he did? Supposedly, he got 80% of the people sacked. 80%. I may be wrong of the percentage, but pretty large. Now, what's impressive is in its first year of operation after that, with almost 20% staff only working, the company managed to break even for the first time. Can you imagine? He got rid of almost 80% of the people and the company still operated very well, grew and became profitable. What does that mean? And if I bring the Pareto principle here, let's first look at what is the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle looks at cause and effect and says that 20% of the causes can impact 80% of the results. So the outcome, which could be sales, which could be productivity or any other impact, 20% directly determine 80% of that impact. The rest of the 80% don't matter. He took that into a workforce planning and he actually said to himself probably that 80% of the people here actually don't do any meaningful work. It's the 20% who make the largest impact on the company. I'm sure there are some of the 80% who were asked to go did have impact on the company's output, but not to that extent. And I'm sure he's gone back and got some of them or outsourced them or whatever. But the core 20% are the ones who make the biggest impact. This is quite a solid insight into organizations. It's both for the management to think of how they organize themselves, but it's also for each of us who are employees in organizations to think, how much impact am I making to my company? How much difference does my work do to my organization? Please ask yourself. Don't think of it as a 9-to-5 job which you do and you get a salary at the end of the year. The question you ask yourself is, how much difference am I making to my company's success each day, every day, in whatever I do? It doesn't matter what role you do, but in that role, how big a difference did I make today by the end of the day to my company? Think about it. The whole workforce planning will get revolutionized with AI coming in, AI taking over a lot of those repeatable jobs. Make sure you are not redundant.